Picture this: the cold, crushing depths of the ocean where no sunlight reaches, and the pressure is so intense it could crush a submarine. It's a world few have seen, a realm where life and death intertwine in a haunting dance. But here, in this alien-like abyss, are creatures that live off death itself. What would you say if I told you there are worms that feast on bones, fish that vomit slime, and scavengers so relentless they strip flesh in minutes? These zombie creatures of the ocean are nature's recyclers, thriving in places where most life would perish. They're not just fascinating, they're essential. Today, we'll descend into the depths to meet the bone-eating worms, the slime-spewing hagfish, and other eerie creatures that rewrite the rules of survival. Are you ready to uncover the dark secrets of the ocean's zombie creatures? Let's dive in. Our journey begins with one of the most bizarre and haunting creatures ever discovered, the Osedax worm, aptly nicknamed the zombie worm. These tiny feathery beings were first discovered in 2002 on a sunken whale carcass known as a whale fall. At first glance, they might look harmless, even beautiful, with their bright red plumes gently swaying in the water. But don't be fooled. These worms are bone recyclers. Unlike anything you've seen, Osedax worms have no mouths, no teeth, and no stomachs. So, how do they eat? They use root-like structures to burrow into the bones of dead whales, extracting nutrients stored in the marrow. Here's the twist. These roots are filled with symbiotic bacteria that digest the fats and proteins, breaking them down into usable nutrients for the worm. It's a fascinating partnership, a perfect example of life finding a way in the harshest conditions. But why do these worms matter? Whale falls are rare events, yet they're crucial for deep-sea ecosystems. A single whale fall can support an entire community of organisms for decades. Osedax worms ensure that bones don't simply rot away. They turn them into life-sustaining nutrients, keeping the circle of life in motion. From bone-eating worms, we shift our focus to a creature that could be straight out of a horror movie: the hagfish. Imagine finding a carcass in the depths, only to see it covered in writhing eel-like creatures. These are the hagfish, the ocean's most notorious scavengers. Hagfish are often called slime eels, and for good reason. When threatened, they release an astonishing amount of slime, enough to clog a predator's gills and force it to back off. This defensive strategy is both bizarre and effective, making hagfish one of the most resilient creatures of the deep. But their real claim to fame is their feeding habits. Hagfish swarm dead animals, using their rasping, tooth-like structures to scrape away flesh. They're relentless, consuming everything in their path. And if there's nothing to eat, no problem. Hagfish can survive months without food, waiting patiently for their next meal to drift down from the surface. Next on our journey are the deep-sea scavengers, amphipods and crabs. These creatures might not look as terrifying as hagfish or zombie worms, but their efficiency is unmatched. Amphipods are tiny, shrimp-like crustaceans that swarm in the hundreds, stripping carcasses clean in a matter of hours. What makes them remarkable is their adaptability. Amphipods can survive in extreme conditions, from freezing polar waters to the crushing depths of ocean trenches. Their extraordinary sense of smell allows them to detect decaying matter from miles away, making them the first responders of the deep sea. Crabs, on the other hand, bring brute strength to the scavenger team. They use their powerful claws to tear apart tougher remains, ensuring that nothing goes to waste. Together, amphipods and crabs form a cleanup crew that keeps the ocean floor from becoming a graveyard of decay. It's easy to see these creatures as horrifying, but their role in the ocean is nothing short of miraculous. Without them, the ocean floor would be littered with carcasses, disrupting ecosystems and leaving marine snow to pile up endlessly. These zombie creatures are nature's unsung heroes, turning death into life. Whale falls are a prime example. When a whale dies, its body sinks to the bottom, creating a temporary oasis in the desert of the deep sea. Creatures like Osedax worms, hagfish, amphipods, and crabs ensure that every part of the whale is utilized, feeding countless organisms and enriching the seafloor. Even more fascinating is the resilience of these creatures. They've evolved to survive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth, pushing the boundaries of what we thought life could endure. Their existence challenges our understanding of biology, proving that life can thrive in places we once deemed lifeless. As we ascend from the abyss, we leave behind a world that is as terrifying as it is beautiful. The zombie creatures of the ocean, from the bone-eating worms to the slime-spewing hagfish, are a testament to nature's ingenuity. They take what's left behind and turn it into something new, ensuring that even in the darkest corners of the earth, life thrives. The next time you look at the ocean, remember, beneath its waves lies a realm where death fuels life, and the most unexpected creatures play the most important roles. What other secrets might the ocean still hold? Only time and exploration will tell.